Record of Ragnarok chapter 67 and 68 has provided some of the most interesting and overall important information for the Record of Ragnarok story regarding what is Satan in the story, who is Satan, and everything about Satan being revealed, with some of it being quite confusing, but I'll be explaining everything in today's video, including Beelzebub's full backstory, which is probably one of the best in the whole series if I'm being honest, and the start of round 8 between Tesla and Beelzebub being quite fire and just overall so much to talk about. Of course, before I get into that, welcome to the Mysterious Weeb YouTube channel. If you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button. I talk about fighting manga, you enjoy that type of stuff, you may enjoy this channel, but let's get into it. The first thing to mention is that it's stated Satan was the first ruler of hell. Already some very important information in the first panel of the chapter, with Beelzebub being considered the loneliest god in all of heaven, due to being cursed by Satan, resulting in anyone he would get close to, or anyone that would get close to him, to die one by one, and Beelzebub not knowing why this actually happened until, of course, later in the chapter. We get the introduction of various angels, including Lucifer, who is just an angel in the Record of Ragnarok story, so that's pretty cool. Doesn't have a major role apart from befriending Beelzebub and getting killed by Beelzebub in this flashback here. But seeing Lucifer and Lucifer not being Satan in the Record of Ragnarok universe, I guess is pretty cool, as some depictions have Lucifer as Satan and stuff like that, so confirmation that Lucifer isn't Satan, just a random angel. And of course, as we know, Beelzebub was the one who killed these three angel friends. However, at the time when it happened, he thought it was just due to Satan, resulting in him to do all this research and have the first purpose of his life to take revenge on Satan, I guess killing Satan. We learn later in the chapter that Beelzebub is actually Satan himself, and that connects to his whole thing we learned about in his initial introduction scenes, where he actually wants to die. He wants to take revenge on himself. Pretty cool, isn't it? Pretty wild stuff to be revealed, thinking back on everything Beelzebub has said before this actual flashback, and even in the flashback itself, where we see him getting enraged and then him getting close to the goddess Lilith, where Beelzebub actually ends up killing her as well. And then we get, of course, the big reveal after Beelzebub does that he is Satan, and due to this, the moment his love reaches its peak for someone, he will destroy what he loves as such, killing them. He killed his three friends, and now he's killed, I guess, his love. And when his love reaches its max, gets taken over by, I guess, the Satan within himself. As it says here, that Satan comes to life, and it's always been Beelzebub, and this is where he finally understood that. Considering the requirements for Satan to come out, I hope it actually does happen during his fight against Tesla. Maybe since this occurred, Beelzebub was able to control this little transformation or something like that. That could be pretty cool, as he's been doing more and more research over the years. Various experiments, maybe to control the Satan within himself. Maybe that's a possibility. One more very important thing to mention is before Lilith actually died, she had given Beelzebub something which resulted in this tattoo forming on his heart. I think this will actually have a role in his fight against Tesla. Maybe it will connect to the Satan side of Beelzebub not coming out, or maybe him having full control of that power. But the mention of this will result in something occurring during his fight against Tesla, in my opinion. But yeah, as a whole, Beelzebub's flashback is pretty cool, and we know what Satan is in the Record of Ragnarok universe. Beelzebub is, in fact, Satan. Cool stuff. Also, during Beelzebub's walkout, he's described as the god of darkness, which is pretty cool. One of the 7 deadly sins, the priest of gluttony, the ruler of all evil spirits, and of course the legendary Lord of the Flies. So yeah, Beelzebub has a lot of stuff going for him, and I don't think many really know that he is actually Satan itself, or maybe the other gods specifically. Of course, we have some humans who view Beelzebub as the devil itself, which he technically is, but I don't think all the gods know the truth about who and what Beelzebub truly is, which will result in a lot of them getting shocked if he does kind of use that transformation during this fight. We also have Brunhilde describing that he is the god that came from the darkest corner of hell. So maybe they do know that he is Satan, but again, it's not really 100% confirmed. Somewhere in the middle for now. Even though I think Beelzebub is going to be the winner of this fight, you gotta respect Tesla and his entrance being probably one of the best in the whole series. Lightning going everywhere, this panel just being godly, the art throughout these two chapters were top tier. And the way the fight actually starts with Tesla just checking out Beelzebub as he's done readings about him and getting to see what he really looks like is some pretty funny stuff. But the first attack we get of the fight is Beelzebub just, I guess, pressing down on his staff and cracking a bit of the arena and almost taking out Tesla here, but he was able to dodge it. I do think Tesla's going to be a speedy-like character. We do have the commentator mentioning that this was a powerful magical attack, with Tesla saying no, it's not magic, it's science. So this will definitely be a battle of science rather than magic, which is a little disappointing in the regard of magic still not being a main feature of the Record of Ragnarok story, considering we have gods fighting humans. Magic should be more of a role rather than these fist fights or weapon versus weapon. Of course, it could still just be magic and Tesla just thinks it's science, but how he says it in the way of being so sure of himself, I think it's just one of Beelzebub's inventions potentially. So the battle of inventions, the battle of the scientists or something along the lines of that may be the focus of this fight. And potentially when the Satan side takes over Beelzebub, if that actually occurs, we could have the fist fight aspect coming out, and then the gift of Lilith having something to do with that, most likely explained later on as the fight begins. But two amazing chapters. I enjoyed every second of it. Top tier greatness. Let me know your thoughts on the chapters down below. Links in the Discord. Hope you enjoyed. Shout out to the Mad Lads who support the channel via the Patreon. But that's it, guys. Peace.